Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on BeamNG Drive with a challenge. This one is a pigeon hunt, relatively straightforward. Joe is the first to have a go with their CCF. Dotted around this docks area are 6 pigeons. You must bump into all 6 of them and get back to the start line to complete your run. Joe's going for an interesting approach. I mean, he's not quite got the turning to get out of here amongst the shelves. It's a difficult pigeon to get. There are some very technical sections around this map, and the CCF, essentially an MX-5, is a good shout to go for. This one here powered by a V8, as you can probably hear. There is a little bit of desyncy going on with the damage, so while it does look like Joe's lost a rear wheel, the fact that it's not. that's just on the camera end, so to speak. So that is 2 of the vehicles collected. We're going for the next one. We're going to go for a handbrake turn. Gave it a little bit of a bop. I think it was actually give it a bop on the way past, but we'll make sure and then blast down the sort of dock front, if you will. There are 3 more remaining. You can see some up on your left. There's one up there. There's another one up there. The final one is all the way down here. Joe is blasting towards it. Is going to go for a bump into it. Some might go for a spin before you get it. Joe opting for the J-turn on the way out. Fair enough. We're at 1.5 minutes in to this run. Now, this next one is difficult to get. It's in a really awkward spot. You've got to work your way through, and there will be a bump on the pigeon. Now Joe's going to have to reverse. Now, there's a very narrow gap. There's a very few cars are narrow enough to get through the gap there to make it work. Joe opting not to go for that one. We've just got one more. A little bit of reversing has got the car back into position. We will bump that on the way past. Keep momentum. Pigeons are quite light. Even without wheels, you can bump them around fairly easily. And it's going to be a run towards the finish line. And to finish, you have to come to a stop on the ramp that you started on. And that's a good time. 2:09 at 0.3 for the Mazda. That is a very, very solid time to begin with. Up next, we have got Mika. This is with the Aria. It's a tiny little bike-engined thing, which looks very cool. It is one of the smaller cars. It's quite wide, but it is relatively short and likely to have a good turning circle. That is helpful when you're trying to do things like this. Downside, it has a motorbike engine, and reverse doesn't really do very much. It is incredibly slow reversing, so depending on how the route is going to pan out, that might not be ideal. I mean, it's also a bit leery, but that's not really a surprise for something like this. The vehicles all of us were driving are at the 0.3 power to weight ratio, which is quite a lot, let's face it. So these are pretty rapid cars here. This one has got through the early sections, not too bad. I'm not sure the game sound is quite working properly at the moment, because it won't be in the limiter like that and be moving in the way that it is. We'll head towards the next one now. We're going for a bit of a hit. Oh, it's a bit of a hit, and then the way it's pinged it free has kind of again. It's jumped over the pigeon's spare wheel. I think that's a spare wheel. Either way, that's an impressive bunny hop, nevertheless, for the car as we run down the dock front. So it's exactly the same. Say exactly the same. Similar route so far. The same route so far as to what Joe took. Almost. It's a slow, very slow speed reverse to get that one. What way is this vehicle going to go for? Yeah, we're going for. So it's a slightly different route through the shelves at the start for this one, but the rest of it is looking along similar lines. Now, this is the bit that's going to really hurt for the Aria. It can bump into that, it's fine. And then we just got to wait. Yeah, that is not ideal. It's also getting a bit warm. I don't know if it's desyncy damage or whether the radiator is gone. Oh, okay, we're going for... Okay, you can reverse that way around. It will finally fire itself up. I want to be such short wheelbase. You might have turned a bit earlier or tried to turn that one differently. Going to bump that vehicle out of the way. The time is going to be close. It's not quite going to, I don't think, going to quite beat Joe's, but it is definitely going to be there or thereabouts. It won't do it, but it is going to be competitive. And it comes to a stop, 2:13.14. That's not a bad, again, not a bad time. Very close for the first two vehicles. Yeah, the reverse gear definitely hurt that one. Up next, we have got Rusky, who has got a Burnside. Now, admittedly, Rusky randomised the random vehicle to decide what base vehicle they were going to work with, and now tried to make the best of it. Burnside is going to be a difficult one here. It is very big. It's very cumbersome. It's not quite got into here. I would say the big advantage might be its push. Like there's going to be a lot of mass behind this car. I was expecting him to go for the push the Pigeon out of the way rather than having to deal with the reversing and manoeuvring through the shelves, especially with a big car like this. There may be... Oh, okay, we're going to loop it round. It's easy enough. Oh, not quite. It's not quite got the turning circle for this. Though it should have the power. You can boot it and spin the rear around. Right, where is this going? Are we going to see... Yeah, we're going to see... This is a gamble that the cars can take, and I guess the Burnside is going to be one of the vehicles that will be more resilient to taking some of these gambles. The whole point of this arena is, yeah, you've got this sort of wall that you're going to have to deal with one way or another that makes picking of your route quite important, and the Burnside is going... Okay, it's going for a different approach. We're heading up here to try and get turned. It really struggles to get turned through here. We'll nudge that one out of the way. You're not going to fit through the gap. Nope, okay, not going for the gap, going for a drop down onto there. That's not a terrible plan in all of this. Like, it's a really cumbersome car, but by being able to jump up and down off of the sort of wall part, it's not doing too badly. The time is actually not looking terrible. Just got, unfortunately now, for the Burnside, has just got to get to... Oh, it's got steering problems. Oh, okay, it's in trouble now. The front left wheel is just not steering anymore as we head up there. You've got no steering going towards the most difficult to get... Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe going through the shelves would be the one you'd want least to have with bad steering. But this is pretty awful as well to have with bad steering. The time has now is completely gone away. It was not looking too bad for the Burnside, but... Yeah, steering damage. Oh, no, dear. Almost. Almost. It has gone for a falling over. It's now plonked on its roof. So the rules were allowed to no grab your vehicle if it got stuck. You're not allowed to reset. You're not allowed to fix any damage. That's got incredibly well stuck. But you were allowed to no grab the car to right it. Rolling was likely to be a lot less of an issue. In theory, supposed to be less of an issue in this arena because, you know, still Rusky found a way. I think Rusky will be playing a lot more dangerous. Where are we going? He's got no steering. It's still refusing to admit defeat. It's not. It's got some steering. It's just not got very much. That's probably not going to help it. Just if in doubt, crash into. At some point, the engine is going to expire. They do think the overheating will be genuine on this. It's almost made it there. Astonishingly, if this manages to get the... So the reason this is important is that if other cars DNF, it will be based on how many pigeons you get. So if this can manage to get the last pigeon, or even get to the finish line, it will beat any future cars. Well, that's one way down, I guess. The time has gone completely in this. Is it going to be able to be righted? I think the question is it going to work? I've lost all. Well, I think I've lost all sound. I'm going to presume the desync is reckon the engine's dead. From sort of my perspective, it's still obviously got some kind of drive, but it's just not got any steering left whatsoever on that. Has the engine conked out? No, it's still got... Oh, I don't think it's got any steering left whatsoever. And it might have broken down. I think it was a valiant effort. But the Burnside finally gave up. Up next, we have got Euan driving the K-Series. Well, this is the old sort of K-Series along the lines of the Z3. We've got the two-seat convertible battle between this and the CCF. Euan going a completely different way in all of this one. Is Euan's car small enough? Euan might be the first car that's going to brave trying to go through here. You've got to go really slowly, and it's very dangerous, because if you even slightly misalign it, you will wreck your car and it'll be run over. But, interesting, and that is a big time saving. Euan's car, probably one of the very few that actually can do that. So it is a tremendous amount of time saving as we head down towards this next one. Euan's going to flick the car around, which is good going. We'll bump into back of that one and can set off and get the BMW on the way. One of the downsides is it does drop that car off into a really awkward point. Down there makes it extra, sort of a little bit of a chicane going on through there. Oh, Euan's got wide. Euan has clipped the curb or the wall, and that might well be, it looks horrible to drive. I think that might actually be the tyre gone down. I don't think that's a DC. That's not ideal for the K-Series. It's making good time, but a lost tyre is really going to hurt. It's really struggling as we head around the hairpin. So Euan kind of doing the course a little bit in the reverse direction from what we have seen before. That's fine. Just does mean, oh no, you got to tackle this section going the... So going the other way, but with a burst tyre as well. Let's say overshot a little bit, possibly there. He's going to make contact with it, can grab reverse now. Just got to make way into. It's going to be close time-wise. Got to make the way into the shelves. Now, how is the K-Series going to fare with this one? Euan's going to line it up through here. And is Euan going to go for? Looks like they've got some speed. Going to go for the push on it, and it has worked. Pushed the pigeon clear out of that one. It's an oversteery moment as Euan heads towards. Oh, it's struggling. He's looped it round. It's still struggling, and it's gonna park. No, it's still not parked. The ramp is really slippery, so it's actually really difficult getting the cars to come to a stop. By the time it did finally get stopped to 10.3, it's so close. It's so close. It's just gonna lose out to Joe. Up next, we have got my vehicle, the Mondello. It's a Ferrari race car, essentially. It's actually a little bit down on the power to weight ratio, simply because the combination of parts, I was either a bit under or massively over. I couldn't find a happy medium, so have gone with this. Now, my route, my plan, is a little bit different to some of the other vehicles that have gone around here. I'm figuring the best, I want to try and keep up speed. The handbrake in this car doesn't really work very well, so I'm not going to be able to do too much sort of twisting and spinning the car around, which is not ideal. So we'll punt the first one out of the way. This one here is a dangerous one. Now, I want to push it clear. The downside is if it gets caught on the shelf, we're in trouble. We're just going to go and push it and hope it doesn't, which it doesn't. Oh, it's really narrow through here. We've just about got the turning circle on this car, but it really is only just about. The handbrake is next to useless on this. It really just doesn't do anything to help get the car turned, and we're still struggling. We're struggling, but it's just about working. Now comes the really dangerous bit. We have to hope the Ferrari is strong enough, because I'm braving a jump in this. It clonks the ground, but that's fine. We lost the oil pan, but it won't matter. It's a short run. Please turn, please turn, please turn. Oh, it has just. It's almost beached itself on the sand. But again, we're not having to stop. We're not having to turn around. We're not having to do too much in the way of reversing. That was slightly, the jump was slightly too far in that, but we got away with no problems at all. Now we'll unleash the engine down towards this next pigeon. We'll bump that. I said handbrake's not good enough to do a turn, so we're going to have to go for the J-turn. Let's spin the car out. It still doesn't want to do. That's very close to the water as well. We got away with it. We did hang a wheel over the edge, but it's fine. Right, we've got one more to try and get here. It's going to be stick it in reverse. The thinking is we're going to save time by being able to boot it out of here forwards compared to having to try and reverse our way out of here. It does make it a little bit fiddly, but we've got down here. We'll make contact with that one. Find the forward drive. It's going to be close in terms of the time. Just don't do anything stupid around here. Be aware of the curves that can punch your tyres. We've just got this little section. We'll cut across the grass part there as we head towards the finish line. Now we've just got to get the car parked on the ramp. Oh, that rear wheel's not quite. That'll do. Oh, it's good. The time is good. 2:05. But it was close. It was very, very nearly a soggy Ferrari in that one. However, got away with it, and we'll have a celebratory spin around with the car. It is the new time to beat. Up next, we have got Shadows with a Covet. A good choice, again, another really good choice of vehicle in this one. This is the Mr. Turbo Covet. So you've got rear-wheel drive, mid-engined, going completely different direction. I mean, I headed off in a slightly different direction to some of the others. Shadows is going, completely opposite way around, which is absolutely fine. I'm surprised we haven't seen more go for alternate routes here. We're going for probably the most awkward one first on this. Now, it'd be great if you could trust it to jump the car off the edge. Shados is not going to go do that. I'm not expecting to go do that one. It'll be a very risky maneuver to do right at the very start of your run. So all has been completed for the covert, as we'll run down here. We're going for, spin the car around, roll backwards into that one. All is good. A little, tiny bit sluggish getting away, but still, it's a clean run. It's a clean run so far. We're going to bomb it down this next section. Be careful. This corner here is deceptively nasty. We saw Euan get into a bit of trouble through there with the tyre. And that's going to go and give that a big bump, which, I mean, it works. Surprising, maybe go for sort of flicking it around and use the momentum to carry into it while turning the car, but it works either way. And there's no damage, but you've got to be careful if you don't want to be damaging your vehicle as you go through the course. The time is looking good, just got to navigate through here. It might be, I don't know whether that was the intended route or slightly overshot their intended line. Either way, Shadows has got to the next pigeon. Right, we've just got the one in the shelves we've got two little ones. We've got one in the shelves to get, and then we've got one on the edge of the dock area. Is Shadow's going to go for the push it through? Yep. Use some force. I say lucky, but has got away without it getting caught on the edge of the shelves. Always the danger of trying to push it. We're going to bump into that one, collect that, have to grab reverse again. That's a tight turn, has made it work. This is going to be really, really close in terms of the time here. Shadows has got to get the park on the ramp absolutely perfect if they're going to do it. Oh, there's just no grip on the ramp. It slid off. Shadows is going to have to retry, and that time it still slides up. It comes to a stop. Oh, that's unlucky. That was really going to be really, really close. But yeah, the actual metal surface of the ramp is super slippery, so you've really got to get it stopped perfectly. Good effort, though. Up next, we have got a very small, very light, very wild car here. Stevie is driving the Blackpool Superlight. It's a caterer, of course. This absolute rocket ship accelerating. It's madness. We're going to go through the grass here. Oh, I don't know if that missed the corner it was aiming for, or whether this was always the plan. Either way, we're going a different route again for Stevie. I will once more presume some desync, as yeah, that front wheel is very broken, but the Caterham still clearly has enough handling. Okay, so we're going back up here for presumably going for the awkward one. Now, again, I think that might have been an actual contact with the container that time around. It was light. We got another little bump going on there. Downside with the Superlight here, and with any vehicle with open wheels, exposed wheels, is they are quite easy to brake. Oh, quite got that turn the way we would have liked. No, there we go. Okay, not going the way I was expecting. Going back down onto here to, I guess, maybe make the most of the vehicle's acceleration and top speed. Oh no, I take it back. This is not quite the route I would have gone for with this, but oh, that's almost gone over the edge. It will be a bump on that one at least. Yeah, okay, right, so we're going to loop up to head into the shelves next. Okay, approach from the other side. Maybe. Oh, it's actually overshot. to appear here. That overshot that turning a little bit. Yeah, there's so many pillars. You've got to be super careful, because it's, especially in this car, but in any car, it's really easy to damage a vehicle with these. So we've got this next one inside the garage building, whatever you want to call it. Oh, can't fly the drone very well, or the free cam very well. That's made contact. Is Stevie going to go for the jump? I presume not with the Superlight. It always looks like Stevie was thinking about it, but it's not a good idea. It's not a great idea to go for the super jump down that way. The Caterham is probably just not strong enough. So this will be the final of the cars to collect, which Stevie has done. Now, got to get it span around. It's struggling a little bit to get turned. It's just going to be the run to the finish line. Yeah, the time has ebbed away in this one. The Caterham is monumentally fast accelerating. It looks incredibly fast, but it has just not quite worked in terms of the time. Now I've got to get the Caterham on the ramp. Oh, that's overshot the ramp a little bit. And there we go, stopped. 2:33 for the car. We just about stayed in control for the run, which is saying something, because that does not look like an easy car to drive around here. An exciting run. An exciting run, to say the least. Now, the next contender, Amy, has got a Bowlight. Now, this is like a Baja, sort of off-roady spec Bowlight, which is an interesting idea. Might be able to survive the jumping around off of the walls a little bit. That's what I'm thinking Amy's going for with this. Downside, this is the only vehicle not on slick tyres. You were allowed to use them. Amy has opted for some off-road tyres. Oh, not quite got that turn quite correctly. So it's another one not going for the push the car through, figuring it's too risky getting it caught on the shelves. It was a relatively no grip tool. Bowlight, it's sliding about all over the place. I mean, again, spectacular. And you can do sort of the handbrake flicks around the place. Just about got away with that one. Not sure it's going amazingly quickly, but it does look cool at least, so there is that. I'm suspecting I know what's about to happen. Yep, similar route to the way that I went. Oh, although not quite as nice a landing for the Bowlight. It's bounced and spun around. It's not lost too much time, all things considered there. We'll clatter into the next one. It's sort of hopping and jumping and bouncing its way around as head onto the dock front now. Be a little careful through here. Ooh, almost got into trouble, not quite. Okay, we're not going to run all the way down to the end, so it's going to head up towards this next one. Are we going to... maybe is Amy going to try and drop down, possibly? Oh, that's a big hit. There's a bump there that, well, I don't think anybody else has taken that route. No one else has found it. I'm going to hazard a guess. Potentially the Bowlight, being so softly sprung, bounced more on that than some of the other cars. How much damage has that done? I mean, it's clearly done a fair... Oh, I think it's got caught on the container. And it has turned off as well in doing that. So, yeah, I'm going to suspect there's probably a fair amount of alignment damage. That hit the wall pretty hard. Going to... almost got beached on the Pigeon. Is Amy going to try and drop down? It's a real gamble going for the drop down because it's such a horrible place to try and drop the cars down from. And the Bowlight's just, yeah, not going to go for it. Big slide again as we head towards this next one. I mean, spin it around, you might as well hit it in reverse. The time is ticking away, unfortunately, for the Bowlight. It had, yeah, some issues on its run, and the damage definitely not helping it in the later stages as it climbs the hill. We're going to bounce our way across the grass, heading towards the finish line. Oh, Amy's going to go to the other side of the tree. That's a really big jump there. I was contemplating taking that route, and I'm glad it's not a shortcut going over there. It is a huge jump. Well, it's spectacular to say the least, and it's come to a stop at 2:35.5. It was a highly eventful run, that is for sure. It's not going to be troubling the top of the table at all, but it was a very eventful run. We have one more car to go. The vehicle to knock the Mondello off the top spot is going to fall to Gliska. I mean, another very, very cool looking vehicle. There is no doubt about that. We will get off and underway. I mean, it's another wide enough vehicle. It's not going to be able to do Euan's sneaky little route. I would imagine we're going for let's say slightly different route. It's along the lines of the route I took, only approaching that one from the other side than I did. This is like with my route, it was all about trying to not have to reverse or turn around. Is Gliska going to go for the push? No. Okay, Gliska's settling for the nudge it and the slightly safer. Okay, we're going to back out. I mean, either way, you get out of the building. I guess this way you have it's a slightly further distance, but you've got maybe slightly less shelves and stuff to deal with for less turning into the narrow section. Again, not pushing. So guys are opting to not push their way through the Pigeons, rather bump them and get reverse in all of this. Not going to go for the jump down. Probably wise, honestly. Going with the Mondello for the jump was a bit of a risk, but it did seem to pay off. Maybe a little overshoot. I got away with it. The curbs look quite nasty in this. I mean, the curbs are quite nasty around here. You've got to be careful. This car definitely does seem to be being launched by them a little bit, but it's fine. We're on to the dock front now, and there are just two more vehicles to be getting. We've got to go for, was it Signia? I think it is here. We're going to go for the full speed blast down towards the end. Get on the brakes. You don't want to smash into this one too hard because you've still got to use your car for the rest of it. going for the spin around. Not quite as close to the water as I got the Ferrari, but it's all good as we head up the hill towards the final one now. Which way is Glisky? Is Glisky going to go for the reverse to get it? No, not quite got the turning. I'm going to guess not going for the reverse. Going to go for the driving in forward approach here to collect the last one. I think the time is just ebbing away a little bit on this one. If everything goes smoothly, it won't be too bad a time. Oh, it's so close to the edge here. You've got to be really, really careful with this one. Glisky's, just got that one wrong. So yeah. This is what I was wondering, whether some of the smaller cars were going to do this, trying to sort of get turned early before going around the corner, just so you can accelerate forward sooner. But the downside is if you get it wrong, you do end up in a little bit of trouble. And yeah, Glisky just hung the rear wheel over the edge, and that was not ideal. But we approach. Oh, we're going to go for... It's a different approach to stop. All the wheels were on it, though. I'll give it that. All of the wheels were on it. 224 for the Signia. Not a bad time, but yeah, just got a little stuck at the end. So, on to the leaderboard, and it would be, despite its almost drowning, my Mondello that would go and take victory, and even Apollo has come to have a celebrate. Joe would end up in second with the CCF. It was really, really close, actually, to be fair, between Joe, Euan, Shados. Had Shados not overshot in the parking phase of his right, it would have been really close between me and Shadows. Admittedly, I also had to shuffle on the ramp slightly, but yeah, Shadows' cover a bit unlucky to be down in fourth. It was a very good run, just lost out at the end. The Aria of Miko was in fifth. The very, very poor reverse gear in that car was a problem. Glisky would be sixth with the Signia ahead of Stevie's Superlight. Amy would get the Bowlight into eighth, and Rusky was the only one to not technically finish. Honestly, we all did quite well to get the cars to the finish. At least Rusky to get all of the Pigeons. Who would have thought the Burnside not very suitable for what was pretty much an agility test? But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.